Hello, everybody. This is LiquidKitten back again. So, as most of you probably know, Guild Wars 2 is out. At least the people who pre-purchased it can play. So, I figured for those of you who maybe don't have it yet and are curious how character creation works, things like that, I'm making this what might end up being a pretty lengthy video. I'm not 100% sure yet. But it's going to be about the character creation of Guild Wars 2. Kind of showing you what that's like and everything, and even the beginning of the game a little bit. Now, I do have a lot more characters on this. This is a server that I've recently been on, so I have this one character here. This is actually Lucy Arcana. She's a guardian. It's kind of like a paladin-y character. A lot of fun. Love it. One of my favorite classes so far in this game. Lots of durability if you go for vitality and all that stuff. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for creating a new character. Here's how it works. So, love the art style, how it works here. So we have the 5 races. We have the Char, which, you know, the classic bad guys from Guild Wars 1. You know, they're just the badass. They're almost like chimeras. They're like, you know, cats with horns and crazy big tails and spikes, and they're amazing. Humans, which are what we are. That's just what they are. Norns, from what I can tell, Norns are just like a barbarian human tribe. They're really big, you know, kind of like the Nords in Skyrim, but the Nords aren't huge. They're these big tribal people. For the most part, I think they're just really large humans, because even the example gear when you're picking classes is the same as the human gear, just on bigger people. There's the Azra, or Azra, I'm not exactly sure how you want to pronounce it. I keep messing it up, even though they say it multiple times in the game. This is actually my favorite race, which is hard because a lot of the races here I really like, but they are so fun to play, and they're so tiny. They're so tiny. As you can see next to the Norn, how big the Azra is. When you're in game, you're actually even smaller than that compared to them. You're like up to their knee. So you feel epic. That's why I actually made my tank one of them, my guardian, because how amazing is it to be this tiny little, you're like Yoda. And then there's the Sylvari, which are kind of like nature people. I don't mean like they're running around in the nude or anything, but I mean they're kind of like leaves and stuff. I mean they look naturey. But I'm going to go ahead. This is going to be a pretty in-depth video, so I'm going to jump in. We're going to start with the Char here. So obviously male and female. For those of you who don't know about Guild Wars, you know, lore. So this is a Char. You know, big, scary, kill you monster people. Super, super awesome. Big, you know, they got deep voices, their societies about war, all kinds of stuff. And let me check real fast. I think my sound effects... Sorry about that. I think my sound effects might be a little too high. So let me actually go fix that real fast. Options, sound, dialogue effects, environment. Okay. Hopefully that fixes it. So, back to the races. Char. That was a good example of them. Alright, humans. You probably don't need to know, but, I mean, this is what they look like. They look like people. There you go. This one's a little flamboyant. So is this one. Look at him. Look at him. Man. Talk about a flamboyant guy. Jeez. I think necromancers are pretty sweet as humans. You can be like Snape. Pretty awesome. And necromancers just have like the coolest clothes. Now, humans and Norns definitely are the least modest races, I will tell you right now. Yes. So, the Norns. As I said, they're pretty much just like larger humans. As you can see here, the equipment they have is somewhat the same. The look is more tribal. But actually, yeah, with the men, it's all different. With the Norn females, their gear actually looks the same as the human females. But Norn males, they have more of a tribal look to them. They're very large, very large. It might be hard to do jumping puzzles with them. I'm not sure. I haven't played one long enough to worry about it. There are jumping puzzles in this game. There are. Maybe I'll do a video that shows you some of those later. But they're really fun to figure out, so I'd probably only show you one. And I'll make it one that's a little more obvious because it's so worth it to just figure them out yourself. It's a lot of fun. Okay. Azra. Or Asura. Little tiny people. I like the Necromancer look for them too. The Necromancers just have really cool clothes. So as you can see, you're itty bitty little, almost like ET creatures. And they are adorable. And their dance is amazing. They do the robot. And they do an amazing robot. You got the thief here, who looks all crazy, and the purple mystic. Don't worry about them. The engineer here. They're just, they're good. I like them. They're kind of goofy. Their society's weird. They're a lot of fun. And then Sylvari actually my least favorite, I would say. The Norn and the Sylvari are like my two least favorites because I don't like being big. So obviously the Norn's hard for me. But then with the Char, you're monstrous, so it's okay. But like the Sylvari, as you'll see, they just I don't know. They just look weird to me. I don't know. They just really bug me. They're all leafy, and I don't know. There's nothing wrong with them to say. I mean, some people might like playing them, but they're just, I don't know, they're a little weird to me. They are a little weird to me. And that one looks okay. Oh, Mesmers. Yeah, I don't know. They're just weird. They're a little too odd for me. But yeah, that's them. Leaves and stuff. I might try one later, but I don't know. Not feeling it. So those are the races. Now, classes. Just because humans are, human, I'm just going to use them when I show you the races. Or the classes, I mean. So first off, we have the Elementalist. The classic damage dealer from the first one. You have fire, water, earth, and air are your elements you control. And you actually have them on your F1, 2, 3, and 4 keys at the top. And so your hotbar can actually change depending on the element you're in. So like F1's fire, F2's water, and I think F3's earth, and F4's air. And as you change what modes you're in, your spells change into those elements. So you don't end up mixing and matching elements. You end up just switching between the elements. The classes definitely have a lot better feel than most MMOs, I would say, in the fact that there's a lot of versatility. The warrior, what you would expect. You got big weapons, or weapon and shield. You run out there and you beat people up. And you got your heavy armor on and you're just this badass guy. They don't have too much craziness going on. If you press F1 for them, they actually do a combo, which is pretty sweet. Guardians, so far, maybe my favorite class. You're kind of like the Paladin. They're better with maces, I feel, because here's the thing. They're like a protector class. They do things like, one of the abilities I like, I think it's called Mass Confusion, but it confuses all the enemies around you and gives you retaliation, which means that any damage you receive is reflected back at them. So you can do that and then revive allies and all kinds of stuff. But you see, if you're using a mace, you get abilities like it creates a shield around your allies, you hit the ground and cause AoE damage, stuff like that. Whereas the sword is more of a damage-dealing one-on-one, you're swinging your sword, you're doing damage kind of thing. And with the Guardian, it just feels better with the mace. Since you're already working on healing protection anyways, you might as well stick with the mace. But it's up to you. It's up to you. Engineer. You do things like turrets and... excuse me. Gadgets and alchemy. So you can like drop turrets, throw grenades, and you can make alchemical potions. Like there's one. If you press F1, you throw it out, and it gives a random buff to all the allies around the area you threw it. Drop down turrets, and they're turrets. So you shoot enemies and stuff like that. They're a fun class. They definitely are different than other MMOs too, which I like. There's a lot of different classes in this game. Alright, Ranger. You start with a pet, and instead of having F1 abilities and stuff... the Guardian has a bunch of different F1 abilities. So, maybe I'll do a video on the Guardian specifically later. Ranger. Ranger, your like F abilities is going to be your pet controls. So like telling it to attack, defend, passive, aggressive, come back to you and store. I don't know if all the races get the same kind of pets, but I know as a human, your options I think are bear, some kind of a cat, some large cat, and I believe the last one was a drake, a bit large lizard. And I don't know if those change or if you can get new pets in the future. I'm not exactly too sure. I didn't spend too much time as the ranger. They get things like throwing hatchets, guns, stuff like that. They use nature and they're rangers. I wish I could tell you more. I haven't played too much time as a ranger. Excuse me. If I do a ranger video, um, I'll tell you more. But it's not a class that I'm too into. But it's more just my. It's not anything wrong with the class. It's more just my play preference. Necromancer, super fun. Dark arts, summoning minions. Their healing. Every class has like a healing ability, as well, which I'll get into more in the class specific videos. They actually have like a different form where you go into this like shade form. You have different abilities, and you're like this crazy shade monster. But blood fiends. Claws that attack people, all kinds of crazy dark magics, and you look pretty badass. I'm just gonna say. Lots of fun. One of my other favorite classes. Alright, the Thief. Stealth, obviously, but unlike WoW with the Rogue that you just cloak and then you wander around behind people and then you appear and you hit them and all that stuff, the Thief's cloak is actually very short. I think it's like 5 seconds or so, because it's more just to reorient yourself. When you cloak, it gets rid of all your status elements and you regen health. And I'm pretty sure you can regen all your health by the time you come out of cloak. At least at the lower levels. I don't know if it scales or how exactly that works. I work full time on top of doing videos, which is why videos don't come up that often, and I apologize. So I don't get a lot of time to play games, sadly. I do work in a bank, so there's lots of stuff I have to do. I'm always going and going, so it's hard for me to get tons of time. And then late at night, I usually can't record because I do not live alone, and so I don't want to be keeping people up really loud at night and then have them be upset with me. So usually, only on my days off, I have time to do it. And since I'm also a gamer, I'm playing games a lot, so they're not always games that you might want to watch. But back to the topic, Thief. So you have abilities like Heartseeker, where you like cloak jump, like you jump and you cloak, and then you reappear next to the enemy. And the lower on health they are, the more damage you actually do. So it's like a good finishing move, and I think you actually get a combo bonus for ending them with that. You have your dagger abilities. And the cool thing is, if you have one dagger or two daggers, it actually changes the abilities you get. I don't know. I went with dual daggers. So I got things like I know with one dagger you have this one ability where you attack all the enemies around you with one swipe and they all bleed out. Whereas with two daggers, you have an ability where you vault over the enemy you're fighting, and you stab them in midair a bunch of times, and then they have a lot of bleeding sacks put on them. So it seems to me like so far the double daggers is more of a executing one person fighting style, whereas the single dagger was helping you fight a group. At least, in the earlier skill levels. Like I said, I didn't spend too much time with any of these one classes yet, because I've been trying them all in the different races and stuff, so I could have more insight when I start making videos. Which I do plan on making more videos. I know I say that a lot, but I do plan on making a lot more videos. I've been having so much crazy stuff going on, and I do apologize. It's been like a month. Thief is a lot of fun to play. It's what you would expect, and I think the F1 ability is you shadow step to an enemy, and then you steal from them. I'm not exactly sure what you can steal. I didn't try it too much on enemies, because I was mostly focusing on learning the combat and seeing what they were like. Now, the Mesmer, this is the one class I actually have not tried yet. Just because, I don't know. Now that I think about it, there's really no reason. I just haven't tried them yet. They seem to be some kind of illusionist class. It says they weave mental magic that confounds, controls, and evokes emotion in their enemies. With a wave of the hand, they can shatter their own illusions to produce even greater special effects. So, there's that. I actually have no idea at all what they're like, sadly. But I'll go ahead and just to give you guys a little more insight, I'll use them as the example while I show you the rest of character creation. I won't spend too much time on this, just because it's just an example. But there is a height slider, and it shows you in comparison, what a large person, what a short person would be. There's to physique, so you can hide your armor, and you can see different body styles. If you want to be hairy or large or whatever you want. And also skin, obviously. So you can change your skin colors down here and whatever. Alright, head options. Face styles. The faces are pretty good in this game, especially for humans. That's because, humans have a lot of variety. Hey, I feel like I'm something like hip-hop artist. Hairstyles. Oh, man. Oh, man. I'm like a villain. But yeah, okay, purple eyes, hair color, accessory color. I'm not going too in-depth into this, because if I went in-depth, I would be here forever. So, yes. Facial hair, what you would expect, mustaches and all those things. There we go. Yeah. There we are. That's what we got going on. You can change all the things about your eyes and the color of your eyes, so you can just be like green eyes, nose, mouth, chin, etc. Now, whoa. We have a weird little mask on. I see. Well, alrighty then. My dog is next to me, and he's being kind of an attention grabber. Yes, I'm making videos. Good boy. Alright, lay down. Yeah, good boy. Alright. So, what I think's cool is, one thing I didn't like, at least being into cosmetic stuff myself, when I played like World of Warcraft, there was an issue where I would look really cool, but then if I wanted to look a certain way, I had to either purchase dyes or just hope the armor looked cool in the next tier, which I did not like. I like being able to look awesome. Now, your gear does change. You don't like pick a look and then it stays there, but you do get to pick your colors. So like if we wanted, we could just be Mr. Pink or Mr. Glory. And what this does is it sets a color scheme for you that will always be there. No matter what you equip, it'll always fit your color scheme. And you can change this in the middle of the game at any time you want. You can go into the options, you can go into your color scheme, and you can change your color scheme. So you can do whatever you want with that. Now this is more of it's kind of like a personality thing. Every race or every class has something like this. So it's like your background. So you see, this is kind of more. I think this stuff affects mostly how you interact with the world. But this helps with your background. So like Mesmer Sorrow, he looks pretty sad. Alright, and then you can pick a personality. So far there's only 3. I don't know if they're gonna add more. I would like to see more. So far they have, you're fierce, you're grumpy, the dignity, so you're dignified, you're honorable, and then charming, which is, well, charming. You can pick a background, and for each race and class this is all different. But so just so you know, all of these choices I'm doing right now, like if you're Char, it won't have I was raised among the nobility, by common folk, or in the streets. It'll say, like I fight for the legion of blank, and then you'll have legions that you can pick from that affect your background and affect the NPCs you talk to and all that stuff. Because you will talk to NPCs that are from your cast. So we'll say in the streets. He's from the streets. And his biggest regret is that he didn't go to the circus. He looks like a circus guy. He regrets not working in the circus. That's what he wants. He's all sad and depressed because he couldn't work in the circus. There you go. And then with humans, you can pick one of the 6 gods. So we'll go with Minnie Masks. She's confused, just like our sad circus man here. And then your name. And once you type your name, the game begins. Like I said, short, simple. I didn't want to go into super depth, so this video could be foreverly long. If that's a word, foreverly. Foreverly long videos. That is a thing. So this is just a really short demonstration to show you the character creation that they have in Guild Wars 2. It's an amazing game, and I'll bring you more videos. I'll do class-specific videos coming up. I'm not going to do race-specific videos. You will see different races in the class videos, but just the reason why is because the race videos are so crazy. Like, if I was going to show you the whole intro to a race, it would be like hours of play. I have not finished. I've been playing this game. It's been out for 2 days now for me. And I have not finished any intros yet at all. I have been playing a lot of different characters, but even my main characters, I still have not gotten through the intros, and I haven't even gotten to like I think level 7 I haven't even got to yet, just from wanting to mess around. And I mean, there are a lot of players on too. It's so good. It is such a good game. If there's any game that has the possibility of being a WoW killer, I would have to give it to this one. Personally, the game studio that I'm part of, a multiplayer game is kind of our goal, what we would want to design in the end. And so in order to help me with that, I'm a character designer in the studio. I do character design, animations, and stuff like that. In order to help me with that, I have purchased and played every MMO that has came out since EverQuest. And I've also, even all the free ones, if it's been an MMO, I've gotten it and I've played it. And there have been a few that have caught me for maybe a month or so. But that's because when I started playing them, I was like, this is okay. And then within a month or so, I was like, it was only okay to begin with, I'm done. WoW, of course, grabbed me for a long time. Guild Wars 1 grabbed me for a long time. Those are the two that really competed for my attention. Guild Wars 1 fell off before WoW did, but I think that's mostly due to the fact that it only had, level 20 cap and weird stuff like that. So WoW really stood out. But I can tell already with this game that it is not like the others. When I started playing this game, I got that same feeling as when I first started playing WoW again. Like, it's just like, boom, in my face. It's, I'm at work and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get home and play it. I'm out doing stuff and I'm like, I can't wait to get home and, like, keep playing it. It is so much fun. I really hope that this video's helped you if you're on the fence about getting it or not. And I know the character creation isn't obviously the only thing that'll make you want to get a game. There's lots of other videos also on YouTube for other parts of the game, like the way the questing works and stuff like that. So you can definitely check that out. What I'm going to do is actually end this video here and work on class-specific videos as time goes on. So after this video is uploaded, I'll probably do the Guardian video, since Guardian's what my main character is. And so that way I'm kind of farther along and stuff like that. And then I'll work on leveling up other classes that I'm playing. And I'll try to do class-specific videos when they're higher level. So that way it's a little more interesting. And then I also plan on doing, kind of to show you how the game mechanics work, is making a character from start to finish with you, and then working through the first few quests so you can see how it looks, because it is not like WoW. You don't walk up to an NPC and have quest dialogue and then move on. It is a lot different. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it helped, and I hope to be making more of these really soon. Alright, well, see you guys then, and thanks for sticking with me while I've been gone.